Welcome to the Living Directors Podcast. My name is Derek Ahlswede, founder of the Ahlswede Collection. Joining me today on the pod, as always, Amy D. from the Montauk Effect. We're covering South Park Season 27. It's a lot of fun. Quite a few more laughs reviewing this show compared to Severance, which we covered before this, and you can go listen to that. They're all evergreen. So if you've seen Severance, we covered Season 2. Now we're into Season 27 of South Park. A lot of conservative podcaster talk that I really enjoyed. A lot of master debating. Follow us on Instagram at Living Directors, YouTube at Living Directors, Facebook at Living Directors. And thank you for listening, wherever you're listening from, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible. We appreciate it. Subscribe, follow, all that, of course. Let's get into South Park, Season 27, Episode 2. Got a nut. I got a nut. I got to go grab my He-Man Strawberry Dream and get this party started.
Honestly, I went to Charlie Kirk's TikTok today, not realizing I had blocked him like years ago or whatever. So I was like, oh, and then it started delivering me Charlie Kirk show, and I was like, no, we gotta block that too. Yeah. I don't want to see any. I wanted to see his reaction, but then we'll get into it. But I realized both him and JD Vance had this like, oh, I guess we've made it, sort of like, we're so cool. And I was like, okay, that is one way to do it, but they think they're being like so above it, but it's like, no, dude, these guys fucking hate you, and that is actually not the way to take their criticism. But go on.
Well, let's tie in previous episodes, and even like I noticed a lot of connection between our recordings and what we say, and that kind of leads to some of the things that they're talking about, which is always cool.
Yeah.
When you podcast, you think, hey, we talked about that last week.
Yeah.
And that reaction by Kirk and Vance reminds me of the they wouldn't let us sit at the table. They wouldn't let Jesus sit at the table thing. There's so much pick me. I'm such a fucking loser. Please, can I be at the cool kids table? And
here's my thing, is that Trump's response would have been like, sue these guys, right? And so I'm like, honestly, in a way, it is way better to have JD Vance's sort of reaction. But what a world to live in, where we're just like in that place. I did like how they used JD Vance in this episode, his little tattoo.
Well, we'll talk about Hervé Villachez, the actor, a little bit, and Fantasy Island. Okay, Got a Nut, Season 27, Episode 2. Let's break down the title first.
Okay.
Nut. What do you think of when you hear that expression?
Well, obviously, I think of like a dude's, physical response first, but then it's like a squirrel gathers his nuts, and so then it's like, oh, he's got to get his nut together, and so I think it was well done. Yeah,
so I just watched The Sopranos recently.
Oh,
To me, a nut is what's said by mobsters. Oh, your Goodfellas, your Sopranos. That's the expression they use.
Got it. Yeah.
Cover my nut. That's what it makes me think of. So there is an allusion to Trump being a pseudo mobster in real life.
Yeah, and having his hitmen go out and like do his bullshit.
But there's all sorts of evidence. There's all sorts of clips of him speaking about his kind of affinity for mobsters.
Oh, yeah.
There is it's how he behaves. If you kind of break down the way that he speaks and leads, it's very mobster-esque.
There's not like, it's no secret that like some gangster rappers really like the mafia and really like Trump, and sure,
he's also probably tied to the Russian mob in real life,
right? And
this isn't a Russiagate podcast. Maybe we'll have one of those at some point, but a lot of mobster ties. That's what I think of when I hear nut. And then of course there is got a nut, can also be looked at as got to nut, like I have to nut.
Yeah.
And then we get into the master debater stuff that we're going to talk about.
The master debater stuff was great. And that
So good.
It took me like, maybe I'm slow to the third watch to realize that so I got it that Cartman was like, these guys are taking my shtick, like within the context of the episode. But then I was like, no, they mean like these guys are taking my shtick as the character of Cartman for the last like 25 years. And I was like, yes.
Which I think we talked about in the last podcast.
Yeah.
And then that became like the whole theme of the show, that Cartman's always been this MAGA podcast fucko.
But like the idea that they have taken his archetype, right. It was incredible. And it was incredible. And there was so many, we'll get there, but there were so many great debate moments.
Yeah. Those are I wrote down exactly what some of the Kirkian comebacks were in this episode.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we have Clyde's podcast. Clyde, a lesser-known character on the show.
Is he new or is he just lesser known?
I think he's one of those people that's been around.
Okay.
That pops up every now and then.
Yeah.
He's on Cartman's turf. This made me think of the real world conservative podcasters. And there are really 3 different groups of them.
Okay.
So I'm curious what you think about this.
Okay.
There is the famous group.
Like the Joe Rogans?
Right. That aren't really that conservative. If you listen to what they say, they have their moments of where they really fucking helped Trump. Yeah. And there's a ton to talk about there. So that's Rogan, Theo Vaughn, and Andrew Schultz are the big ones. They all had Trump on their podcast before the election.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of backtracking like, I didn't know that this was going to happen, right? So that's where they deserve their criticism. They were capitalizing, these are big ratings guys, so they're just, whatever gets us ratings, I'll
They
have.
were doing that thing that South Park was doing, which was in the beginning, or the creators, which was like, it's really fun to make fun of conservatives, but it's more fun to make fun of liberals. And I think then I think they started I don't know if Theo Vaughn's just his own like star child, but like the other two, I think, I don't really follow Schultz, but I know Rogan. I think he started getting high on his own supply and like forgetting where he came from. And then it was like, I'm going to go to Texas. And then that sort of.
Granted, Austin is the liberal city in Texas.
I mean, sure.
I guess these are people like.
Great.
They deserve their criticisms, but they're not. And I'll throw Shane Gillis into this group too. They're very famous comedians. They all started in stand-up.
Shane Gillis is doing that thing though where he doesn't like Republicans now. So it's like
they never have, is my point.
Yeah, but like they leaned in. Okay, they made their nut. Okay,
right.
And then but also there was like the counterculture, according to some like libertarian leaning people, was anti-liberal for a minute because liberals did own Hollywood, and we had this real moment where it was like trans people and whatever, right? We had this whole accept everyone for what they are. Let's just call it that.
Right.
And that moved too fast for some people, and the people it moved too fast for were a great audience. And so, I don't think Shane Gillis is conservative, but I think that he he played into it a lot. Yeah. And I do think however much you play into something, that's whatever. But then you start like going to their rallies, and that's a whole different story. And the Tony Hinchcliffe of it all was just like, he's such a fucking slime ball anyways.
Yeah, I don't put Hinchcliffe in this category in terms of who the
he's just
people.
Like an asshole,
So that's one category. Super famous, much more gray politically than people realize, and they've been kind of adopted by the right.
But I will throw Anthony Jeselnik in this mix because he didn't do that, and he could have easily leaned in right. But
he's not a conservative podcaster.
Right, but he's of that same like, I'm gonna burn you like with my sick burns.
Sure.
I just think that he's adjacent to that, not because he's conservative, but he could have easily leaned into that dime, and he 100%. Didn't. So it's like there are some people who like rode that line with a lot more integrity. That's all I'm trying. I mean, I'm not, of course,
and I'm not trying to, I know it sounds like I'm being a little apologetic.
No,
for these
not
guys,
at all, not at all.
But I do have to be careful not to. This is its own group of conservative podcasters.
For what it's worth, like I 100% get what you're saying. Yeah.
So that's group one. And okay, just last thing I'll say about that is I'm bringing them up because conservatives don't get to claim these dudes as their kind of intellectual guides.
I get you.
When they do, it's like they're misguided on that.
Right.
Okay.
Got you.
The second group, this is the obvious on their knees, mouth full of MAGA conservatives.
Mouth full of nut.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're Charlie Kirk. I looked up some others.
Nick Fuentes.
So he's my third group. He's not. I'm going to bring him up separately.
Oh, he's been a little more quiet.
Since
his house got threatened to be burned down. Okay. Yeah.
The MAGA dick and mouth group is Matt Walsh. Who is another one that is that? Michael Knowles.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know who that is. God, I'm bummed that I don't know who these guys are. It's because I don't engage
Mark
anymore.
Levin.
Yeah, I like kind of got sick of it. Sick of even like trolling it and like trying to understand it about 2 years ago. I was just like, I don't care about these people anymore. They're so annoying and they are so hateful.
On my periphery.
No, I get why they're on your FYP because you go hard on, like
they're not on my FYP.
Okay.
I'll find them.
Oh God. Okay. Wow. I seek them out. I seek out Matt Walsh. Just kidding.
Okay, so that's the second group. The third group of conservative podcasters, these are your Nick Fuentes, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, where suddenly they're saying things where I'm like, yeah, I really agree with that. And usually, and it's very confusing, and Shapiro's kind of teeters this sometimes too, but he's more in the full of MAGA group.
Israel has a lot to do with
right,
this.
The Israel thing,
yeah.
What are we doing supporting this massacre? And also the federal overreach thing, where they're actually being consistent with what their beliefs should be.
Yeah.
Limited federal government. Wait a second. What's up with all this, ICE coming into California? I don't know that they've criticized that too much. But in general.
Right.
Like Fuentes recently has been saying some things about how much of a cult MAGA is. So it's weird what 2025 has produced has produced this third group of conservative podcasters. It's hard to say some smart things. Tucker Carlson's sounds like a freaking Democrat now sometimes.
No,
it's really strange.
Yeah. I think it's because it's impossible to not evolve if you are actually a lover of America. Right. If you actually propose to love America, which is great, and then you want to make your money off of that, then there's going to be people who definitely actually, I don't think Candace Owen cares about what she says 90% of the time.
Yeah, I don't spend enough time really trying to figure these people out.
No, same. And Nick Fuentes was famous for saying your body, my choice, and that's what got him death threats and
it's the biggest asshole in the world.
Right, but he kind of began as a troll. That's the thing is it's you started as a troll, and I think you're it's so funny. And then a lot, this is what happens with Joe Rogan is oh, I'm so funny. I'm trolling these people. They are getting so mad by the asshole things I'm saying. And then it's you start saying, it's when you hear a dumb word and then you start using it ironically. Okay. Say Riz, right? And then you're yeah, I got the Riz. And all of a sudden you're actually saying Riz. And it's wait, hold on. I've been doing it so often that my body thinks I mean it. And it's a whole other problem from there on out.
Yeah, I do worry about speaking like a young person sometimes.
Yeah.
Just by
because then you got to speak to old people and people that you want to have respect you.
Okay. We can move past conservative podcast world.
Oh my God.
That was fun.
Not really though, because this whole podcast and then the hawking of this shit of that it was protein powder was so incredible because diet culture is back with a fucking vengeance. And so much of that is not just diet culture but bodybuilding culture, and that's there's this whole piece of the zeitgeist that you just can't get enough protein, which is very much untrue. There is definitely too much protein to have, and especially these it's just I don't need to go into the logic of that, but
it's great. Okay, Counselor Mackey is fired. The bigger point here is
a money shift.
Federal spending, how one of the big talking points that's bubbling up now is, so we do have money for schools. We do have money for healthcare. We're just choosing to only put it into now ICE or the military.
Yeah.
These enforcement, potential killing machines, right?
Right.
And that's a great talking point, to be honest, that we can just pay ICE employees $100K with a $50,000 bonus like that when what we can't do with teachers this whole time.
Yeah. First of all, being fired and then making more than a teacher starting.
Yeah, so that's justifiably frustrating, and we'll be thinking and talking about that a lot moving forward politically. The amount of money it's being spent on ICE and the lack of money that we spend on healthcare and education.
I think our third category of podcasters can be justly explained by the way this episode ends.
Okay, well,
which we'll get there, but the counselor and the Clyde character sit down again, and they're like, "This is crazy. I did not want to be here."
Sure. I actually have a question about the very end that maybe you can provide some answers to.
Oh.
Okay, so Mackey's fired. He's talking with Clyde. Clyde's talking about how he has to get his nut. $60 a week. Clyde just making the Living Directors podcast look bad on the advertising front here.
No, for sure. Or making it look good.
No,
making it look incredible.
We can talk about being an anti-master debater podcast, which is what I think we are.
Yeah, but that was the best part, is that they're like, "You're an idiot," and he goes, debate me, debate me, like, prove I'm wrong. And it's like, oh my God, it was so perfect.
Okay, let's get first, before we get into the actual debate, master debating, PC principal fires Counselor Mackey. He says that schools have one counselor now.
Right.
And he points to Jesus.
Yeah.
The fact that this is basically true across so many states
Oklahoma,
in the South.
Yeah.
Good God. Can we just give the South back? It would solve everything.
Dude, Haley Williams.
Take it back. Have that whole corner. Life would just be so much easier. Granted, we'd have to absorb like Idaho and Wyoming and North and South Dakota and everything. That's fine.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's off topic.
No, Haley Williams, if you're not listening to her, she's the lead singer of Paramore, has a solo album, has a great song about how the South will not rise again until they've paid for every cent. And it's an incredible...
Well, they're rising pretty high at the moment.
Let's see. The pendulum always swings.
Yeah.
Honestly, the red swing in the United States has prevented so many fascist uprisings in other countries because they see what's happening here and they're like, absolutely fucking not.
Okay.
Things that were predicted to go red or to go like super right.
Like in Europe?
Yeah, have not.
Oof. Fight or flight. That's the feeling I'm having as an American these days.
Yeah.
Okay. Clyde Donovan, the Clyde Donovan podcast.
Yeah. Incredible.
Some of his talking points. Can't trust Jews. Speaking of that third group.
Right.
White people are the underprivileged.
Black people have everything handed to them.
That's a little later. And women belong at home. All very mainstream conservative podcaster talking points. Poor white people. Poor white dudes.
The women shit is wild because just in the last week, I've heard so many talking points about how they're just like carriers of babies and they're not even that important, and like they're really the CEO of like 5 soul. There's too many.
Right.
The woodwork of the Project 2025 is coming a little too out for me, but that's they love it. They love to say bullshit like that, and they mean it. A lot of them.
It is interesting doing this podcast on South Park because so many of these topics feel tired at this point. I've thought about and talked about these things so much.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm saying that. I guess it's like I want to try to find something new to say about their hatred for women, I guess. It's like what can we come up with?
What would be really cool is if it was just like a fly again, like but you're just like bzz, like push it out, but now it's like it just keeps getting louder and louder. Well,
here's what I'll say is that this theme of being a master kind of kicks in. And so we tie in as the white or the underprivileged. It's like, well, it's just because you're not able to be slave masters anymore. You're not able to be masters of women like you kind of used to be. That's the Make America Great Again.
Yeah.
They're kind of getting at that. I want to be a master still. I can't be a master. I'm underprivileged.
There are cool things like being a master of a certain like intellectual sort of maybe corner of the world. Like you've mastered your craft. Like the word is not to be thrown out, I don't think, with the bathwater. Sure. But yeah, I think if you're looking at it from a racial lens, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, master of human beings is what
right. And what does a master do but fuck with genetics? And you know, they're trying their hardest to bring masterdom back. They hate nature. They love slaves. There's a lot of we're seeing quotes coming out of the ICE world, the Homeland Security world, about being able to use these people for free labor. No, they love free labor. It doesn't even have to be a black person. They fucking love it so much. Well, it can't be a white person. It sure could. They love free labor, period. That's why AI exists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they love that shit. They don't want to pay for their work. Starts with the blacks and the browns. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not denying that at all. White people are underprivileged. You have any what's your thought on that? They like that thought because, like, quote unquote affirmative action. And they like it's been really great hearing sound bites. I'm being sarcastic in case you can't tell, about people saying, like, I think it was Tucker Carlson, even, if there's a black woman flying my plane, then I know she didn't have to work hard to be. It's just like it's so backwards. Like, maybe had to work 4 times as hard to get there. And the irony of these people complaining about DEI. Yeah. When they're all morons that have a silver spoon in their mouth and just fail up. The DEI comment, I think there was just findings of the investigation released on that horrible accident with the military helicopter pilot and the commercial aircraft, and how from the top, president and vice president immediately come out and say, this is because of DEI, this is a woman. Like, that makes my fucking blood boil. It's a simple, stupid thing to say, and it does seem that is what they like to espouse. Well, it's the marriage of stupid and evil is what we're dealing with here now. Right. We used to kind of just have to deal with one or the other, it felt like. Well, it would be one would excuse the other. Like, they're not evil, they're just incompetent. Right. They're not this, but it's like, no. Now, like, we live in a blended world, like a unified world where they are both stupid and evil. Okay. Can't trust. Well, so then we have the Jewish element. It's okay. We're talking about everything on this podcast. I guess I'm a vocal critic of Israel and the mass murdering kids. Israel does not mean Jewish. That's all I wanted to say. I don't know why this needs to be said. This is like the kind of pushback or hate I get in return online to some of these comments is just like, you're anti-Semitic, you hate Jews. I don't like the American government either, but like we are friends, you know. You're an American, I'm an American. Like, it's fine. It just has to be said. Yeah, I've literally lost Jewish friends in town over criticizing the Israeli government for murdering kids. Adam Friedland, who was a part of Come Town, the podcast, which was kind of one of these groups that he's great. He's amazing. Yeah. And Nick Mullen is fucking incredible. One of my favorites. And but they did start kind of like ironically being right wing, even though they were like very much socialist, but they had an irony to their right wingness, which I think got them. It was like a spectacle. And then they abandoned Come Town, and then they became like the Adam Friedland Show, and now it's like Adam Friedland's incredible when he talks about Israel, because he basically says it's not keeping Jewish people safe. And if that's the whole point of Israel, then what are you doing? And I think that's the thing that you have to remember. It's just like, oh, this place was created as like a holy land to keep people safe, and that's just simply not how it's operating anymore. And it's creating a hatred for Jewish people, which is exactly what like they're trying to avoid from the beginning.
Seth Rogen and Mark Maron are two, I think, important voices on this too. They had a moment on a pod a couple years ago where Seth was like, once you grow up, you learn that everything that we've been told is all bullshit. It's like the opposite. I do want to say also too is that I'm equally against all Abrahamic dictatorships.
Sure.
Like, so I think that's a common comeback too, is like, oh, you love Iran and what they're doing, or you love Hamas, whatever. Like, no, whether it's run by Muslim ideology or Jewish ideology or Christian ideology, it's all equally
I would say it's
bad.
not actually,
Okay.
in fact, being run by those things
Okay.
if we're bombing people to fucking death. Do you know what I'm saying? I think, like, if we're to take the best of the spirit of
Got
those
you.
religions, which I understand there's a lot of, like, violence, there's the holy war, I get it. But, like, if we're to take, like, what most people enjoy about their religion, it has nothing to do with the bombs. And so I feel as if, look, when I think about why Israel's being taken over, my immediate gut reaction is real estate. They want that sweet fucking Gaza Strip. And so I'm like, why even sully that conversation with religion and make these people have and stir up ancient like dust in people? You could just say it's like Iraq. We wanted the drugs, we wanted the land, we wanted the resources. It's like no different. We want the resources. They want the resources. They want what they want. And I understand it's different because it's quote unquote Holy Land.
Right.
There's a lot of really cool archaeological shit that happens over there. So, like, I'm not trying to belittle that, but I am just saying whether the land is for condos or for artifacts or for holiness, it doesn't really matter. It's about land. And unfortunately, because of the land, it's just getting the entire world in a fucking uproar.
Well, Netanyahu came out yesterday or today and said that it's just a real estate
War criminal?
Yeah.
Netanyahu, yeah.
Okay. Cartman is a guest on Clyde's podcast. I love his face here. He's just like, really, dude?
Yeah.
You're fucking taking my shit. So good. We're at South Park Bank. Mackie talking to the banker. He's got an $8,000 a month nut.
Yeah.
The banker mentions debt consolidation loans, second mortgages on homes.
No different.
Cut down on your streaming services and cell phones. I don't know if we can move past that. But that segues into ICE recruitment.
Right. Which is great because there's such an unemployment situation happening now. And all of a sudden just happens,
It's so blatantly sinister.
Yeah.
What they're doing.
Yeah.
With this
I mean,
ICE
if I wasn't
shit.
living through it, I would have a lot. I mean, you have to kind of depersonalize at some level because it's like I can't just walk around being like angry all the time. I have to like find space in between me and the events because I have the privilege to do so. But
I'm like the perfect candidate for ICE in a sense.
Oh, right.
Ex-military.
Yeah.
Still have some student loan debt.
I love it.
Should I infiltrate? Should
I've
I
seen
go in
people talk about putting
blow
sand.
that shit up?
Well, putting sand in the gasoline by just applying, doing the interview, like getting the job, and then not taking it. Like, just kind of slow down the whole machine by taking up resources.
Or I could like just expose everything that's being said behind
you
closed
could,
doors. Just
like
wear a
rich,
wire.
Yeah, there's a rich guy working at McDonald's right now, and I'm not sure if he's trying to expose it or move up like super fast, but it's pretty wild watching his take.
Join the ICE. We don't ask for experience. All these fucking losers. I'm going to be mean this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Because I'm mean.
Don't be a perfect
I have sympathy
progressive.
for losers. I have sympathy for losers.
Same.
And I normally actually have immense sympathy for losers.
But when losers become mean,
yeah.
like
Don't
fuck
like that.
them.
Don't like that.
Yeah. When losers start wielding government-issued guns and taking them on their own citizens, it's like, yeah, you're a loser. Dean Cain, I'm talking to you.
Oh my God. Seriously. Channel of Truth. I think this is Clyde's
this
network.
is such a classic move they do, which is like, I'm the objective truth, and they call what they're like when they talked about how the Bible and science agree that life begins at conception. I'm like, that's fucking so good. So good. The Bible doesn't talk about it and science doesn't say that, but like
Thank you. Yes, and we're gonna break down some of these words now. And the master debating style of Charlie Kirk and what it is that he does exactly.
Right.
And I concede that it's a successful media endeavor, and I understand why it gets a lot of clicks. I understand why it gets a lot of views. So
it's rage.
Ironically or not, I'm not hating on any of these dudes from a business standpoint and from a profitability standpoint. I understand what they're doing.
Right. It's kind of like how I'm not hating on ICE from a business standpoint. I'm simply hating on it from like a moral, ethical sort of standpoint. Like, go ahead, get your nut. Okay, guys. I get everyone has like Spotify to pay for, but like, Christ.
So Butters is on campus. We're doing the Kirkian campus debates.
Oh.
Why are bagels so yummy? He says. Coincidentally, I posted something very similar to this. It's just, I love the real life crossovers.
Yeah.
And I was
I think I remember that.
I was joking.
Yeah.
In that, like, I love going to Jewish delis in Los Angeles, but I don't love the massacre of 200,000 kids.
You don't love Israeli politics.
Sure. So,
yeah.
like, some people read are like, oh, that sounds good.
I think I remember that. Yeah. No one was. People sometimes miss the plot. That's
every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just calling something truth, like Truth Social, is a big tactic here. And this gets into that film that was made on Trump last year where Roy Cohn breaks down like the three most important things to do in order to win. And one is just like deny. The other is I forget, but
yeah.
The point is you just say something is something, and that's all you need to do, and keep repeating it and say it as loud as possible, and you'll start to get followers, which makes you
Can we talk
valid,
about how
unquote.
Hitler rose to power because of like the speaker being invented, right?
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. So like all of a sudden there was mass communication because he could speak into a microphone and like many more people could hear him. And then I just find it interesting that the internet is sort of like a speaker of its own kind. And I'm of course drawing no parallels between Hitler and Trump, but like the way they rose to power is because they just understood the loudest voice wins, and they had no scruples about that.
It's the evolution of the soapbox.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
coincidentally, well, not coincidentally, Kristi Noem has her photo op where she puts her one foot up on a soapbox.
Dude, I haven't seen a lot of the Kristi Noem footage, and so I do remember hearing early on about the dog, and I was like, damn, they really figured out a way to make that dog killing like work for her fucking mission.
Yeah. So I follow her, the modern Noem.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, like, she killed the dog. Like, I'm like, okay. Like, that's not near the top of my...
Oh, no, that's weird.
It is. But in terms, like, I'm far more upset with what she's doing within the federal government. I think
it's just, like, how we do one thing, we do everything. Right. And South Park really sort of, like, hammered that.
Well, South Park is appealing to... They're appealing to body shame. We have another body shaming element.
Yes.
This
I was thinking of you with this, and I was like, I hope that you don't feel bad to body shame.
So, but they're appealing to that, and they're appealing to the dog murder.
Yeah.
These are just the more raw emotional things.
Right.
They're not the heady things.
Right. But I think if we look at the emotional truth of the dog killing, it's like you don't mind killing innocents, and also there's this whole parallel they do with like abortion like the whole like we have to protect the most vulnerable, which is like a fetus, but like meanwhile like killing dogs and brown people,
right. And
then also like the fact that she can't even we're all about truth, right? And her face is a fucking lie, right. And so I think it's like they are not like super like intellectual, and they are not the biggest things, but again, how we do one thing is how we do everything. And so if someone has these little tiny things about them, it's like, well, you can't even fucking face the public without your face melting off and like falling onto someone else and becoming like a
great point
mask. Yeah.
By the way, Pam Anderson, icon, aging gracefully.
You're very on your Pam Anderson kick. Well, I'm sorry she's off the market. I'm seeing her tonight.
My Facebook posts just tie together with this show for some reason. No, but she's an example of a woman being proud of her natural beauty as she ages.
I've been on Team Pamela Anderson since she was like running in that red swimsuit. She's incredible.
The fans that she's garnered with that positive aging, body image, women aging is amazing, and that gives me hope. And her and Liam Neeson are a phenomenal couple.
I ship, and I'm seeing that movie tonight. And
nice.
no, but also she was like low-key dating Julian Assange for a minute. Like,
really?
Yeah, like
Okay.
she was like, well, I don't know like this rumors where they were dating, but she was going over and like it was just like very clear at that point that she's not just like Tommy Lee's like sex toy. You know what I mean? Like
she's I saw someone
incredible.
compare her to who Marilyn Monroe would be had she lived. I like that. I like
well,
that
you know, it's like a woman who gets treated like that and is also a smart, because usually like Megan Fox is the same way, incredibly smart woman, but like uses her sex appeal as a weapon, as like one of her tools. And you can't begrudge a woman for doing that if they've got it. But also when they're that smart, it's like they are taking stock of everything that people say to them, think about them, you know, anyways.
Butters and Clyde. Clyde responds to Why Are Bagels So Yummy? What is a woman? Very simple question.
Oh, Butters' answer is so sweet.
What does he say?
He's like, a woman is a lady who kisses and hugs you. Like, it was just so, it was like what his mom does, you know? I was like, oh.
Do we get into this? I guess one thing I'll say about this what is a woman debate that they love that they
it's the best misdirect. What did that have to do with Jewish people?
Right. Is just the difference between sex and gender.
It's too nuanced for these.
Like that's all that needs to be. The only reply that needs to be given, like people are so confused about these people.
Okay, here it is. They would say like you're overcomplicating it. It's one thing, Adam and Eve. Like I'm oversimplifying now, but it's like that. And so you have intellectualized yourself into like a hall of mirrors, and you have made it too difficult to understand what is simple. A woman is this, and a man is this, and it's like okay, yeah, on some level, sure, but also like. People are not acting that way. So maybe it is more than that. Like, because we're seeing it, you know, it's been demonstrated.
I guess I'd feel like progressives don't talk about the fact that sex is a real thing. The male and female sexes and how we're born. Like, and
gender expression. Yeah.
So, anyhow.
No, it gets lost because it's simply not important how a person chooses to, or whatever, feels compelled to live their life. Not even chooses. It doesn't matter. It's just who cares? Like not who cares and like just mind your own fucking business. Like if you hate something so much, like move on with your life.
Both science and scripture agree to that. You mentioned that. That's just one of those things you can just say and okay. It is confusing though. It's the rapid fire pace with a great memorization of the script and
they
no room for like let me research. So it's just and it's just the spouting out any words you want and combining these words that does get confusing to respond too quickly.
Well, what they do is so you notice the things they talked about: Judaism, woman's body, what else? Whatever else, right? They're all hot button like things that if you're not super
white men being
this, black men being this, it's like okay, those are like 4 like assaults on my fucking intellect. And honestly, like I don't even know where to begin with that. It had nothing to do with my original question. It disarms the person who is debating with them, which is a great weapon, right? Like if it was, but also like so from that standpoint of like they're getting their nut, like way to go. But from a standpoint of like you're actually doing good in this world and like making sense and trying to like you're not inviting a conversation. That used to be what they say. Is I'm trying to invite like a debate. It's like that's not a debate, dude. You're trying to win something.
You're trying to destroy and pwn.
Yes, you're trying to pwn. And you know who likes to pwn and own? Fucking slave masters. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's no Charlie Kirk here's an opinion. And also, by the way, they talk about these things being highly edited. Of course they're edited.
Yes.
Like, duh.
Yeah.
It's that part, too. Don't include any actual
They used
good
to
reactions.
just love watching a blue-haired liberal specifically, which is an archetype that like truly doesn't exist in the way that it used to, but they still refer to it as if it's like current, and they love watching it just like blow their minds. Like they love watching them just lose their shit and have emotional reactivity on the scale of like 11. And honestly, it's entertaining. You know what I mean? Like it's from like a very in the arena, like watching the gladiators sort of like get eaten by lions and shit. It's like, okay, yeah, fight a lot. That's entertaining. You like seeing a mismatch. it would be great if like occasionally like perhaps the gladiator won against the lion. You know what I mean? They showed some like reality there, but it's edited.
Kirk went to Oxford a couple months ago. Did you see that?
Oh no.
Didn't watch that.
Okay.
But even like Oxford people, there's an element to, like, if you're just like a normal dude, quote unquote, sitting back and watching these two debate.
Yeah.
There's still kind of a lack of simplicity in response to Kirk that cannot be so clear to the average watcher or listener. Like, we do, and I think Mark Maron is one of the best at this, and he has a new special out where he does this quite a bit. He's so good at very simple retorts to this shit, and that's what we need to get better at. And by we, I mean me. That's what I want to work on. Okay, here's where mastery is. Like, it shows mastery. Right.
Like you understand it so well that you can say it in 3 words.
Right. Okay, Clyde. Oh wait, he calls the girls' soccer team a Marxist indoctrination factory.
Incredible. And then she says we won 4-0, and this is like where he was laughing and enjoying his portrayal. This was the exact clip that I saw someone post where he was like really into what they said, because I think that it's like because he says she espouses you have called us a Marxist indoctrination factory. He says something totally unrelated. She goes, we won the boys team, and it's like, huh? What is this conversation? I mean, it's like now they're both arguing like hot points that are just nonsense. They have a wall in between them.
So what Clyde says in response to that is, you can whine about American oppression all you want, but you're using an iPhone made by the free market to complain about a system that gave it to you.
Right. Yeah.
Very much what?
Yeah, they love that because it's like they love to say like you think you have it so bad, but like yet here you are with like the bet. And to look, this is why it's an effective argument, because there is like a base truth to that. Now, building on that, it's like a Trump promise. It's like, yeah, there's a base truth to what he's saying, which is why so many idiots are just like, yeah. But no, if you think about what he's saying, it's like, okay, well, it has nothing to do with what I just said.
And 2 seconds earlier, he's saying that white guys are oppressed.
Right. The whole thing is like, but it's like it's like they live with so much dissonance, like going on up, and it's like I can't even imagine what their heads sound like at night when they're going to bed. Girls have it way easy in America. That's just the truth. It's so interesting. I love how I think Kirk saw this episode, saw what South Park had him say, and was like, yeah. They're actually complimenting me and my great skills right now. That's what happened. He goes, because who was it? It was Hassan Abi talking about how like the reason this episode didn't work was because the people who believe these things are too stupid to understand. I'm quoting him, to understand that they are being made fun of. Women have it good in America, just like black people do. Black people have everything handed to them. Yeah. I just want to say these lines so they love saying women have it. Okay, so it used to be this, like women would be like, Islam is a beautiful religion, right? Like, because that's when the terrorism was coming, whatever, like that. This was like 10 years ago. And then they would be like, well, try to be like gay and be, like believe. How do you have these things and also believe? And it's like, well, because they do. And then it would be like, well, you have it. And then it's like, well, also women have it really hard over here. We live in a rape culture. They're like, no, a rape culture is like when you go on a subway and you're going to get raped. And it's like, okay, right. But also there's like a different expression of that. They don't understand. They either don't understand, which I would say the followers don't, or if you're like a Charlie Kirk, you do understand the difference. You're not an idiot. You just choose to be. He's one of the ones I truly believe just chooses to be fucking a loud, annoying voice. I don't think he's as stupid. I think he enjoys making the money. I think he believes some of the stuff he says, but I think he knows he's more interested in winning and poning than he is in making an actual point. Well, a line like black people have everything handed to them, I think even that kind of confuses your quote-unquote normal people, because they think, well, let's see, they argue for reparations, and, well, there are a lot of poor black people, and they get welfare, and they have kids just so they can get more welfare and food stamps, and, like, I think a lot of
again, quote unquote, normal white people.
Right.
Like their mind goes there to
Flyover
where they're
state.
not disagreeing with it.
No, it hits a truth in their minds. Like it hits a thing, like it connects with something that they have seen and been like sort of pigeonholed to believe. So like,
and then in order to have this conversation, you have to kind of list and state the realities of institutional racism in America.
right.
And it's just then their white minds just go back to, no, that's not true. That's bullshit. That's woke. That's not true. That happened 150 years ago.
Why is Beyonce talking about slavery? She's a millionaire. And it's like, that's the kind of shit, you know what I mean? Where they're like,
Right.
it's that kind of shit. I like engaged with people like this for a very long time. And so it's crazy, the shit that they think.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Cartman attacks. Cartman's had enough. He gets in on Clyde.
Yeah.
Cartman says, I am sick of people stealing my shtick.
Yeah.
If anyone around here is going to be a master debater, it's me. He comes on, Bebe's up at the mic, and Cartman has the Charlie Kirk haircut. Bebe says that's the stupidest haircut I've ever seen.
And he quotes Leviticus, right?
Leviticus 3:17. You are wrong. Now he's Cartman Kirk, by the way.
Yeah.
Which we can just call Charlie Kirk, Cartman Kirk for
Sure.
now. You are wrong. Leviticus 3:17 says it shall be a perpetual statute. We're talking about abortion now?
I don't know. It just made no sense. It made no sense. That's what I liked about it, was like Cartman gets on the mic. The debate is like even further removed from what we're talking about. And then later he like quotes the Bible, and it's like, you're wrong.
I got
like that's just all he says. I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong. Leviticus 3:17 says it shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings. So you can shut up, baby. You just hate America and you love abortions.
That you love abortions.
But that is the Trumpian tactic of just repeat it. Just repeat it, keep saying it. I looked up Leviticus. Oh, wait, Leviticus?
Yeah, I was like, I don't even know if that's what Leviticus says.
Oh, I didn't look that one up. There's Jeremiah 1:5 and Leviticus 9:1-8. I looked those ones up, so we'll talk about those.
Okay.
Mackie goes to ICE. He's in the waiting room.
He needs a job.
The secretary recruiter comes out with their mask on. These fucking pussies. These oh god, I hate these.
I heard someone say, I don't know if it's true, but they wear masks because the Nazis were identified by their faces and tried, and so they don't want to be responsible for their fucking
Brad
actions.
Pitt at the end of Inglourious Basterds is what
they're afraid of.
It's hard for me not to go there and want that.
Yeah. Well,
like not to be too vengeful.
Right.
I think at the very least, we just need to keep calling ICE pussies and the weakest Americans on earth.
As a person with a pussy, I resent that.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I mean, I understand, but
pussy kind of in the same vein as retard.
I know.
It's like making a negative out of something.
It's fine. No, you can call them pussies because there's really no better, like colloquially, what we know that to mean. There's no better word.
I have to sink to the conservative podcaster level sometimes.
Okay. They've lowered the bar for everyone. Yeah. Last week I got stuck on the fact that you were like progressives don't body shame, and I was like, oh my god, don't worry about being a progressive. Be like a fucking warrior. Warriors do what they have to do. Okay, we got Kristi Noem, South Dakota's very own. The orientation video comes on. Mackie, she seems nice. Very pretty. Very pretty. Yeah. Okay. And the dog massacres begin. I like this tactic used by Matt and Trey. She's a cosplay cop photo ops. This just reminded me of these people that are in charge of these departments have no experience in these departments, whether it's Kennedy in health or Hegseth in the military. I mean, you name it. Yeah. All these people in charge. McMahon in education. Yes. Now Noem is like, it's just the biggest fucking example of DEI to ever exist. They're nepos. Like, they were loyalists. God, yeah. These pathetic fucking retards. These pussies. These pussianic retards. Just plastic beauty, quote unquote, and guns. Like, that's the way. That's the Republican way. Well, here's the other thing.
I know so many women in Chico that remind me of Christy Nome, by the way.
Oh.
I've slept with a few of them.
Bruh.
And God, every time I see her, I'm like, oh, that's you know who. That's you know who.
Yeah. Look, women can do whatever they want with their bodies, but I will, and I understand that everyone has their own idea of what beauty is.
Right.
Okay, and I, the beholder, but I'm sort of the belief that like beauty is like a spiritual, like inner thing that like if you focus on that, like maybe Pamela Anderson has, like you can be really beautiful, but then kind of like drop the facade and kind of that will shine through, right? Like it'll become less of an issue. People don't focus on that, and look as like I don't know, how old's Christy Nome?
Probably 40, maybe younger.
She can stop being fuckable. That's all I'll say. You know what I mean? Like you can, at some point you just have to like let that shit go. But I would also, do what you want, but like looking like a real housewife is not necessarily the way to go. And it is bizarre what happens when someone's Botox wears off.
Mm-hmm. Cartman, he now controls the show. He's taking over the show. Didn't start his own. He just took this one over.
Well, yeah, from his toilet.
Right. If a pregnant woman is killed and the baby dies too, why is the killer charged with a double homicide? We should always repeat that many Republicans in southern states want abortion to be illegal, even in the cases of rape and incest.
Yeah. I'm assuming most incest is rape.
What are we doing here? I just really want to focus on the normal Republicans that are supporting this shit.
We are protecting society's most vulnerable, Derek.
Right.
That was my favorite one, because meanwhile, juxtaposed just killing society's most like living vulnerable people.
Cartman Kirk quotes Jeremiah 1:5 here.
Okay.
This is what he apparently is the quote that alludes to protecting the most vulnerable, and that science confirms. Here's Jeremiah 1:5. It's God talking to Jeremiah. God, the Bible's weird. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations.
Beautiful.
So that's the biblical.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying is Cartman knows even less than or Cartman Kirk knows even less than Clyde, right? Like at least Clyde was kind of wielding that shit quote logically.
Dude, Clyde has a future in conservative podcasting.
No, Clyde was good at it. That's why Cartman was not a podcaster, because Cartman was the prototype, but he was not good at like effectively communicating and arguing. He was just an asshole.
What's great about what Clyde does is it's the monotone nature of it actually kind of effective. He doesn't get emotional with it.
No, that's what I'm. You mean like the sociopathic, non-emotional sort of like? Yeah, no. There's definitely a word for that. There's like emotional objectivity, and then there's sociopathic. And Clyde's not like taking it in and choosing not to react. He just doesn't have a reaction.
Okay, now we get into Cartman talking with his mom. He's on the toilet. I'm masturbating to these young college girls.
Yes.
Remember when we talked about Epstein a little bit last podcast, and I felt this kind of weird obsession with pedophilia as important of a crime it is to focus on, like how it just takes over people's minds. And my feeling about that is they're kind of telling on themselves. There's a level of that here with Kirk owning college girls, or these Christian conservative dudes that are so like
Matt Gaetz,
like that are so like destroy women. It's like they're enacting their like
it's
rapist
like that
fantasies.
And they don't like gay people, and they're fucking
very gay, right?
Yeah.
So master debating to these young college girls.
Yes.
Leviticus 9. This is Cartman quotes here. I'm not even going to read it. Leviticus 9, 1-8. It's just, on the 8th day, Moses summoned Aaron and his sons and the elders of Israel. It's about taking a bull calf for your sin offering. It's about like offerings of animals to the gods.
At this point, I'm like, Cartman's just saying a Bible. Yeah, he's just like, whatever. Like, Leviticus 9, I'm right. And it's like, yeah, okay, might as well. I don't know what Leviticus 9 fucking says, and neither does that guy, you know? Like...
Well, his mom. He's talking to his mom.
Well, yeah, his mom definitely doesn't know what Leviticus 9 means.
Okay, we're at Dora the Explorer Live.
Oh, right.
We'll get back to more master debating. Cartman, everywhere that he's master debating is where guys like jack off, like the toilet bed.
Yeah.
Dora the Explorer live. Ice raids it. Captures the parents. Christy murders another dog.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm sad to get to the end. The dog murder at the end.
The dog murder with.
We talked about Superman last episode too.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
No, because Superman was incredible, and the dog in Superman is honestly like what got me in. And then when they killed the super dog, I was I didn't notice it till like my third time watching.
Oh really?
No, and I was like, oh my god, so perfect. Did they add that in because of Dean Cain? Like.
So we're rating Dora the Explorer. I like this. Dora is a Nickelodeon show, not a PBS show. I don't know if it's done some crossover.
Yeah.
Right. I think we're gonna get to some PBS stuff.
Well, you noticed that Clyde, one of his subscriptions was PBS.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So Captain Gnome praises Mackie. Her face falls off for the first time, and when she poses with that gun and the soapbox with the camera. Cartman's masturbating from bed. There's a completely separate fetus inside the body. Addicted to destroying college girls. This is when he mentions the editing factor. Mom says, I understand it feels good, but that doesn't mean you do it all the time.
Right.
We don't podcast all the time here, okay? We spread it out.
We honestly probably spread it out way too often.
If a baby could speak, it would fight for its right to live. That was a good one.
I mean, not untrue, right? But if a baby could speak, it would be it wouldn't be a fetus. That's what, like, you know, it's
if a tree could speak.
Yeah, it's a person. Yeah.
Yeah, but that does get back to these kernels of truths in some of these arguments.
Right.
Like, yeah, abortion isn't the greatest thing. It's not great. It's about a woman's autonomy over her own body. I'm of the political opinion on abortion that men shouldn't have a say.
Oh, agree.
Just zero say.
Yeah.
You do 0.1% of the work of the pregnancy.
If a woman decides to tell you she's pregnant, like, then you feel like you have a say. Like, but she honestly doesn't. There's so many things that everyone's like, well, now that I know, I have a say. But I'm like, that person doesn't even have to tell you. I mean, truly, they can just go do whatever, and you just have a say, or you think you do, because they've done you the respect of telling you something. But they don't even have to tell you.
Protesters against ICE. We had a little protester action.
That protester was amazing. They made him look
older liberal dude.
Yeah, it was perfect.
These are kind people. I have no doubt that there are many Latinos in heaven.
Cut to.
Right. Just, it's like thinking of this as like a real appeal to these people. Like, no. Latinos go to heaven, and how it could be like, oh, actually,
no,
that's a good point.
Gotta get them. Great idea. Thank you for letting us know the hot spot for the Latinos. Yeah. It was great. That was one of my favorite scenes, and they were just trying to like get the angels.
I hear ICE is in Butte County right now.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true?
Mm-hmm. They're at the courthouse. There's
really right now.
Yeah, I had a friend that had to go to court and was telling me how he was like reading in the paper that they're.
I need to go talk with them. After this podcast, maybe I'm gonna go look for them.
Yeah, go search out ICE. Go put them on a list.
I'm not gonna be a martyr, but damn, it's a little tempting sometimes. It's a little tempting sometimes.
I get it.
Okay, I definitely have some things to say though that I'm sure that they would hear.
I'm sure they would have nothing to say.
Get a little upset. Right. If you rip their mask off, that's a federal crime. That's assault. Right?
I'm sure. Yeah, you can't touch.
I'd get a lot of clicks though. If you want to come film me with the courthouse.
If you want to go viral. I heard from a friend, I don't think this person's in Chico, I don't know if they're in California, but their Laotian friend was just like going to work and got like picked up on their way to their car. And
oh yeah, there's plenty of footage out there.
Oh my god,
you want to see it? All right, we cut to heaven. ICE raids heaven. Do.
Yeah.
Love that. Gnome says, remember, only detain the brown ones.
Brown goes down.
There's a ton of stuff there about tourism free falling and Trump wanting people to pay $1,500 a visit, like just destroying our tourism economy. Obviously, you know, when you run the risk of being shipped off to a country that you're not from and detained and disappeared.
The footage of him just on the roof talking like a crazy person.
Can you imagine if Biden did that?
No, I know, but I'm like...
What Charlie Kirk would be saying.
I know.
And it said there every time that Trump is like, oh, he's such a cool, unique president.
Yeah, I mean...
Sorry.
It's what they think. Yeah, it's wild how they take the net.
So I gotta give a shout out to Candace Owens, you know.
Oh, did she have something to say about that?
No, she's just like she's
cool.
calling it. I'm kidding. I'm not praising Candace Owens.
No, you can. Candace Owens has they have points occasionally. That's the problem. Is that it's like, can you just not have a point ever, and this would be so much more simple.
My problem with Candace is that she's my type physically.
Oh.
I like really am attracted to her.
Oh.
I hate it.
No.
I hate it.
No. Well.
Sorry. We're getting all
getting
this
in the
talk,
weeds.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. No Murders an Angel Dog.
I know.
That was great. Murder an Angel Dogs.
Poor little pups in Noam's sightline.
Noam recommends Mackie for a presidential bonus. Her face falls off again. We talked about the bonuses already for ICE. No more brownies in heaven, she says.
Yeah.
I wonder how many actual Christian conservatives believe that like only white people go to heaven.
Well, it's crazy because like, do you know how many Mexicans are Catholic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like honestly, but also like the Christians and Catholics like don't get them started. The Protestants and the Catholics like
most black people are Christian.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of division in this world, and race ain't the only one. Right. There's so many denominations of Christianity, and it's like the PV Chico High. Like they hate each other, and it's like, why? You guys are so close.
The Charlie Kirk Awards for Young Master Debaters.
Yes.
And we're going to kind of get into the youngness. Well, I'm sure the Epstein episode's coming.
Yes.
I was going to say we might predict what we think the next episode
They kind of alluded to that in the first room they go in, or like maybe like the first like away room they go into in Mar-a-Lago, and there was like massages happening.
Dora is massaging an old man.
There it is.
So that's the big.
Yeah. So they're going there because we're in Mar-a-Lago now. So like we're not just at the White House, we're at his palace.
Not yet.
No, but I mean like
right.
in this episode, like we've been introduced.
So we're at the award show. More and more young.
Here's the thing about child molestation, right? There's like the actual way that it happens. Okay. There's like the actual like sexual way. And then there's like molestation in Spanish just means annoying. And it's like, then there's the way that children are truly, their minds are just abducted by this bullshit. And then it's a different kind of child molestation.
We'll get to another Spanish translation here later.
Okay.
More and more young people today are learning to fight for America through masturbation. This whole the irony of these people thinking that they're fighting for American values when they're just shredding the Constitution.
Yeah. Did you hear about the Constitution?
They deleted.
They put it
articles.
back because but it was the ones about habeas corpus.
Yeah.
And like, it was
but they've come out saying that they want to get rid of it.
No, I know. That's why it was like, because I saw
Stephen
this
Miller.
girl, calling, and she was like, "So you're telling me that they accidentally deleted this part of the Constitution, the part that Trump's been talking about, you know?" And that was.
And you declare an invasion of immigrants, so it's like a wartime thing that you're allowed to do.
Yeah.
Lincoln did it. That's what they say. Stephen Miller definitely needs a swastika carved into his forehead. I will openly say that.
Maybe you could do that for
definitely. I would love to. I am definitely the Brad Pitt in this
be the one.
movie. Okay, so Clyde, there's a vacation that's awarded with this award that Clyde wins. Cartman doesn't, so he's pissed, of course. When Clyde gets on stage, he says the Civil Rights Act was a huge mistake and lesbians are an abomination of God. We can these are real opinions that are had.
But I love that
parroted.
they just say them. Like that's just how they work. It's like in response to nothing, apropos of nothing. Like they did say. And then again, just a shout out to that water bottle. Them shaking it and like I'm gonna be quiet and like on my water bottle and
I just want to keep talking about that Chico Republican out there that I'm friends with and have been for years. They hear things like the Civil Rights Act was a mistake, and they're saying, "Wait a second,
maybe
was it?"
Was. Yeah, maybe it was.
Their brains go there, man. So I just really want to focus on these good people that I know and grew up with. and how fucking horrible their brains are sometimes. The way I like to think of it is like they're great, nice, wonderful people when they're in the room with you and you're hanging out. But when it comes to thinking outside of that room on the masses are where they are fucked in the head. All right.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer for Chico.
Well, that's why I got to just keep posting to Facebook and I'll fix them all, right? Mackie.
They'll take your civil rights away next.
Seriously.
They don't like that freedom of speech shit unless you're saying retard.
Mackey's back at the bank.
Yeah.
We don't round up Mexicans. We just detain foreigners who might be illegal. Might be is the operative phrase there. There are some real lawsuits happening in California that have had to be filed and passed. I don't even know the nomenclature there or what you call that, but how it's not legal to just arrest somebody because they're a Mexican.
Which is so...
This needs to be litigated in court. And guess who's fighting to do that? Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and the people in charge of this country, the most powerful people in this country. And the more you think about it, the scarier it is.
He wants to go back and have the census count like for the 2024 elections.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like doesn't count brown people. And I'm like, bro, brown people voted you in because you lied. Right. And I'm just like, so can we...
Well, I'm sure the gerrymandering stuff's going to come up in a future episode here too. And the calls
like
to
the Cold War is what I call that. That's
war.
Like Cold Civil War.
They're using the W word a lot now in the highest offices.
Yeah.
Democrats and Republicans.
There was a bomb threat called into the Texas Representatives Hotel. Anyway,
so much,
so
much to branch off into. Okay, so this is just that example of use some different phrasing here to deny what you're actually doing, so you don't feel so evil.
Yeah.
There might be some people in ICE that, I've been fascinated to kind of know the spectrum of personalities within ICE right now. Like,
sure,
are there some decent people that are like, I have to do this for the money, and they hate it?
But
we know that stress is going on. Like, there's reports of like
that's
people
not
really
decent.
hating their job. No, I agree.
Okay.
I'm not apologizing for these people.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about the spectrum.
Because it's like really we get into this problem all the time when people just like follow orders because they're like, I have a family to feed. And it's like, yeah, okay. But like...
That's what this episode's about.
Yeah.
Mackey's nut goes up from 8K to 12K.
Pretty good increase in nut.
And the banker says, you see, as you make more money, your nut actually gets bigger. Nice little message there. Important.
Yeah.
Prez wants to help Mackey with his nut. Awesome. As long as you know the president, man, you're good, dude. That's how this works. Okay, we're at Mar-a-Lago. Just hit me. Mar-a-Lago, sea at lake in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
Donald Trump's palace is Spanish?
Yeah.
In title?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's a little irony.
I mean, it's Florida.
I've never kind of put that together before.
No, for sure.
That's
yeah,
really
he's
funny.
A fucking idiot.
It kind of reminds me of get out of California, where every city has a Hispanic
San Francisco,
title.
San Diego, yeah.
God, I can't stand people who are not from California coming. That's the thing about ICE showing up here. I really just want to be like, where are you from? Who are you?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here, which ironically is what they're saying to Mexicans. They're the ones that need to get the fuck out.
The irony is that 15 years ago, it was told to conservatives that you need to worry about the forces of the military being used against you on your own national soil, and they were like, this is what the Democrats are going to do to us, and then they just got worked.
Now these pussies just become the exact thing that they cried so much about to defend the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Mar-a-Lago's for everyone that's got a nut, Trump says. Sorry. So we got the Fantasy Island duo. It's not Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. It's Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. Fat Face Vance.
Yeah.
Needs to be said. The real life example of that was the guy from Germany that they wouldn't let into America on vacation because he had a meme of JD Vance on his phone of Fat Face Vance.
Oh, I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Talk about federal fucking talk about a dictatorship.
Yeah.
You can't have a ugly picture of the vice president on your phone anymore. That's
Then
cool.
don't take an ugly picture.
That's cool.
I mean, am I right?
Well, it's a doctored picture. But
Right, but then
J.D. Vance was never really, really fat. I promise. Don't look at pictures of him when he was in his 20s.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't
Just
eyeliner.
body
what?
shaming.
Yeah.
Crazy. Jesus.
There's nothing
What have
wrong
I
with being
become?
fat. The problem is when you're an asshole and have lots
Right.
of power. Then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wield that against you.
Right. Mackie is promoted as the new face of Homeland Security. Her face
Freaks me out.
Her face freaks me out, Trump says.
Do you remember when he said that shit about Minka Kelly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He said he said something about ugly women in like the first debates in 2016.
He is so gross. He
And
is
Republicans
like
look at that
physically
and they're
disgusting.
like, yeah, that's who I want my kids to look up to.
But it's so weird because it's like he's talking about the repercussions of plastic surgery, which is like, okay, anyone, it's an equal opportunist sort of thing. But a lot of conservative women get a very particular kind of like plastic surgery look. They all want to, look like each other. And so it's kind of silly. It's like, and also Melania, I don't think she's all natural, you know?
Okay. Mackey's promoted. Apparently. He's with Trump. Trump's showing him around. Even Mackey's a little like, okay,
Mackey
you're
had
the
the
most
right-
powerful
yeah.
guy in the world. Like, it's that real world conundrum. Like, you can see videos of J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio talking about how Trump is Hitler and they're never Trump and they hate him. But, like, once you get a little taste of that sweet power, that can all
My
go out the
mom
window.
had a really good point though the other day when I was talking about how it's just like all these power hungry idiots, and she goes, "Amy, they're afraid of being killed at this point." And I was like, "Oh, right. Okay, and arrested. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay, Trump drops trow for Satan.
yeah.
Satan reading in bed. Satan seems like a pretty cool dude.
No, Satan's not a bad guy.
Satan's pretty sick, dude.
You know,
Reading with his reading glasses
Satan and
on.
Jesus, gotta say, pretty cool in this episode.
Here's where
Gotta say,
we're clipping that.
yeah.
Didn't say what book he was reading. Had a nice kind of cover though.
Yeah.
It was bound nicely. I'm wondering what. Didn't say the Bible on it. Thought he was gonna be reading the Bible. Maybe Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
Hardest book to read ever, by the way. That was the hardest book I had to read in college. Paradise
Okay.
Lost. Okay, drop trow. You, ma'am, were proven wrong here.
Okay.
Trump
Oh no, I saw
is
that.
not the bottom.
I saw that and I was like, God damn, I still don't. Okay, here's what I would think, that he lies to Vance about the bedroom antics, and that's why Vance thought he had it. But no, I'm wrong. I still think that Trump has a teeny little weenie.
Yeah. Vance comes in to offer to baby oil Satan's
Right, but
asshole.
okay, the
which
baby
is why we
oil,
know.
first of all, is an allusion to
Diddy.
yes, Diddy, which
Sure, we're getting a Diddy episode this season.
we better. I mean, he better just be like at Mar-a-Lago or something.
Yeah, he's gonna show. They're gonna use his real face. And he's
Yeah,
gonna show
right. And then I definitely think that that's something that Trump would lie about.
What, not being gay?
Not being the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think that would be like too much for him to have to own. So, and you notice like Satan wasn't interested. Satan knows that's not true. I'm just saying, I know what I know. And I understand what I understand about this world. And
Here's something I didn't bring up the first pod that I wanted to. Deep cut. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but Trump keeps saying, "Relax, guy." Now, does that sound familiar to you?
relax, guy. No, but
It's said in that exact way.
yeah, okay.
It's from an Eminem album. He has this character, Ken Kniff, who's this
Okay.
gay dude.
Okay.
And there's a line like, "Relax, guys. I like gay men, right, Ken? Give me an amen. Amen."
Probably.
And so I wonder, because he keeps saying it, the character Trump in this show keeps saying, "Relax, guy." And it sounds exactly like that. Wondering if Matt and Trey.
I don't
alluding.
think, look, they're really good at what they do, and I don't think anything they do is not intentional.
Okay. That's what you come to Leaving Directors for. Insights like that right there,
Yeah.
baby. Dora is massaging the old man. So Mackie bolts from the room with Satan, Trump, and Vance. He's running around Mar-a-Lago, going to different rooms. Just old men being massaged. Dora's doing the massaging. He goes into Clyde's room. And we notice Clyde's room's kind of decorated exactly how he would want it to be. You can just tell these, hey, have whatever you want. Charlie
Yeah.
Kirk gets paid like $10 million a year or something by these people.
Yeah.
A lot of these conservative podcasters get paid by Russians too, by the way.
Sure.
Not right now, sir. I've kind of had enough, is what Clyde says when Mackie walks in. That can be perceived as very dark.
There was, no, for sure. There was, what's the show? Killing Eve, and a lot of it is about this like Russian spy, and she gets out of Russia, and she's like becomes an international spy, but she goes back to her hometown, and like it's just her like her country bumpkin sort of family, and they're espousing Russian propaganda. They're all just like really stereotypical things that we would have heard in America. And she was like, do you think those things? And they're like, yeah. It like hit me just how much like they are exactly the same. Like Russia is hitting us. And I used to hear like at least Russia knows they're being lied to. Like that was sort of the difference between like the propaganda we received here. The overt Russian propaganda was so much more crazy.
Yeah, Trump is sending us on a fast track to Russia 2.0. We'll get a Russia episode.
Oh my God, I can't wait till we get a Putin. Yeah.
Clyde, I'm just trying to make my nut, sir. I didn't want all this.
Yeah.
Again, nice little lesson. Kind of reminds me of the banker said about more money you make, the more your nut goes up. And it really, there's a great lesson there in terms of the success that we yearn for in life. And 9.9 times out of 10, even if you reach that, it's not going to fulfill you like you think it's going to. If this podcast became gigantic, the network becomes worth $10 million, I wouldn't feel how I think I would feel. Like I'd probably be like more empty inside or something. The
hedonic treadmill would just be like your expenses would go up. You would probably live in a nicer place, but like you wouldn't. There's all these things that just start happening, and like then it's like truly more money, more problems. Now you're worried about this and the gardeners and like the whatever.
But like the spiritual, emotional side of it too.
Oh no,
I don't really say spiritual often, but just the concept of fulfillment, because this is when you have a laissez-faire capitalist society where that's the end goal, morning to night.
What feels good is serving other people with or without money. That's what feels good. The money thing, there's like a capitalistic. I mean, it exists in places that aren't capitalistic too. But like, it feels good to have success. That's nice, but it doesn't fill you in the same way that doing right by others will make you feel.
But this is something that middle class Republicans really need to start to learn and understand, because so much of their whole existence is about money, and making money is the point of life.
So weird because you can't take it with you. I thought the pharaohs.
And it does feel good because you can provide for your children, and have nice things for them and everything. I could get that.
Don't have to join ICE.
But we see where Musk having to rely on drugs to feel okay, and Bezos relying on a spaceship to feel okay. Like
your hole just gets bigger.
Right.
As your nut gets bigger, so does your hole. Just saying.
Oh, the fact you just said that instead of Matt and Trey? God damn.
It's just
brilliant.
Maybe next week they'll say it.
Okay. Yeah, they will.
But they kind of do talk about that in this episode, where it's like, as I think Mackie says it, like, I thought it would make me feel better to have my nut get bigger, but really it's like I feel more empty.
Yeah, well, he said, if you're doing something you don't believe in just to make your nut, you're going to find that you just get sadder and your nut just gets bigger.
Yeah, they said the same thing.
That didn't say the whole part. That was great. We get to Superman's dog. We're winding the podcast down. 22-minute show. We need an hour and a half at least for a 22-minute show.
Good thing about Superman's dog, it's like the only thing that can kill it is kryptonite. So it's
not really dead.
Not really dead. I mean, that's what I would say.
You don't think Trump has ordered kryptonite bullets with all the gold leafing that he's putting in the White House right
now that you've brought it up, it's very possible. But I feel like Supergirl would come back and unleash her ungodly powers.
It couldn't be more obvious that they are the bad guys, people. Gold leaf, cement over roses. This is so easy to see. Okay.
Did you know the ballroom that they're thinking about putting in there is bigger than the White House itself? Yeah. It's just...
He's not planning on leaving, people.
I mean, newsflash, he will expire.
True.
Yeah. He may not be planning on that.
It'll be an interesting day. His ankles are looking a little swollen these days from what I hear.
From various disorders.
Okay, no murder Superman's dog. Her face falls off again. This time it's scooting around.
Yeah.
It turns into the scream
Yeah.
face. Did you notice
Yes.
that at one point?
Then I thought it reminded me of The Mask with Jim Carrey.
That's exactly what I wrote down.
Yeah.
I forget what that movie is like about, the deeper meaning of The Mask.
Well, the green mask is an old trope of like, it's green, so it can be, I mean, like, it's in the movie, obviously, the color green, but like, it can be anything. Like, you can hide behind anything.
Okay. What you hiding from, Christy? Huh?
I mean, obviously not her dog.
So, well, permanently hiding from the dog.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is pretty much it for the episode. They capture her face, put it back on her. Her team does her all up.
Right.
And then the episode Mackie escapes with Clyde.
Yeah.
And the episode just ends.
Yeah.
It felt a little rushed. Ironically,
Yeah.
they had 2 weeks to make this one instead of one. I didn't get the dots connected at the end of this episode because Trump just said Mackie was taking her job.
Yeah.
But now she's standing with them right at the end.
And then it just goes into mass dog murder at Petco.
Maybe it's that. God. Okay. We can wrap up here. We've mentioned 5 predictions for the next episode. Did you have maybe not a prediction, but what would you like to see Matt and Trey tackle?
I would like to see them use Mar-a-Lago as an analog for Epstein's house. More. I would like to go more into that, and maybe not even like a whole episode, but like it's just kind of it's alluded to maybe the entire season. I think, more. Let's talk more about how it's happening with the like just kind of keep exposing how stupid it is with the podcast. But again, to repeat Hassan Abi, they might be too stupid to realize they're being made fun of. So, but the people who need to get it, hopefully get it. And South Park, I will mention this, is on a rise. It's like the top rated show on Paramount, and not just the new season. Like, people are going back.
Charlie Kirk's going viral, man. He really did it.
He's really done something.
All right, I need to go call Muscle Milk for a sponsor.
Yeah.
You can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. Socials at Living Directors is the YouTube, also Instagram, also Facebook. So follow us there. Amy, anything to plug?
You can follow me on The Montauk Effect or The Montauk Effect After Dark. And you can follow me at She's Amy D. And also My Body, My Choice.